Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today is another magazine flip through and I am super excited that I grabbed another Annie's Crochet newsletter. This one looks very pretty. So this is May, June of 1991. And here is the cover. Look at that bedspread. Holy cannoli. Nice. And I have my glasses today, so I don't have to try to struggle to read. I'll still struggle. All right. We have the first project in the magazine is a very pretty, I think this is cross-stitched on an Afghan, on a Tunisian crochet. Heart and Home Kitchen Set. Look at that. I love the colors. The combination of the yellow and the pink. Very pretty. I don't see a little write-up about it. No. Oh, dang it. That's all right. Here's another one that's called Fun in the Sun. Oh, no, it isn't. Beach Accessories. This is a beach bag, a lotion bag, and a cosmetics bag. Look at that. I love that it says suntan lotion, etc. And then the other one says cosmetics. Does it say cosmetics? Yeah, it does. That's funny. Anyway. Oh, this one does have a write-up. It says, talented crochet designer Bonnie Fleming delights us with her latest pattern, the beach accessories. This mother of 3 and grandmother of 8 also designed the striped rug in newsletter number 47. This is number 51. Okay, so they have a graph for it. Here is a very pretty sand and shells sweater. Wow. I was going to say, it looks like her earrings are sand dollars, and it is, and there's a crochet pattern to make them. There's a crochet pattern for her earrings and her sweater. How cool is that? I don't know if it's just the look of the sweater. It probably just is. I doubt the yarn is, but that looks very itchy to me. And I think it may just be the look of the sweater. I doubt it's itchy, but it looks like it. Geraldine Friedman, designer of the Sand and Shells sweater, created many of the fabulous clothing patterns that were included in the pages of Annie's fashion wardrobe. I don't have that one. Oh, infant. Excuse me. Infant's Beret and Rattle. Look at this. He is so cute. It says the designer of the Infant's Beret and Rattle, Nancy Rice, enjoys doing crochet and liquid embroidery in her spare time that's not taken up by riding and touring on her motorcycle. What is liquid embroidery? Look at him. It looks like a little motorcycle helmet. Okay. Oh, so next is the Rose Trellis bedspread. So that's what's on the cover. And there is a diagram for the block. For like the filet crochet. Block space, block space. And look at that. That is so pretty. And then it just looks like a granny shell border, like a granny stitch border. Here is oh okay. The Rose Trellis bedspread is the latest beautiful thread creation from a very talented designer, Dot Drake of New Mexico. I have to sneeze. I can't make it come out. Her designs have appeared in Crochet newsletters since our very first issue. Holy cow. All right, so the next one is a fashion doll bride. The love of crochet inspires me to create doll clothes. The light in their eyes when I hand them my creations is all I need, writes Florence Jensen, designer of the fashion doll bride. She is very pretty. That dress. Very nice. All right. Now, we have a lace picture frame. Designer Virginia Patton does it again. Her delightful Victorian look lace frame makes a perfect gift for wedding portraits or any special occasion. Virginia, who also designed Nanny's paddle and crocheted for, makes her home in Texas. It's a very pretty picture frame. All right. Now we have lace mitts. This is like a half glove kind of thing. Not a fan, but it's still very pretty. The lace is very pretty. The stitch work is pretty, is what I'm trying to say. I don't think the actual themselves are pretty. The actual half glove thing is pretty, but she did a good job crocheting them. Oh wow, this rose garden pillow matches the rose on the front. You could make that and it'd match the pillows. Or it'd match the bedspread. That's pretty. It says, a frequent thread designer for Annie's Crochet newsletter, Elizabeth White of Texas, brings us another of her new and imaginative designs here, the Rose Garden Pillow. Whoa! What? Clowning around. Everybody loves a clown, especially children. So we've gathered together some extra special designs that feature our time-honored favorites right out from under the big top. It's a wig, a clown wig and pom-poms. This is so cool to me. I would definitely make it longer, like out farther. Look at that. Oh, that is so cute. And then see the pom-poms. So, is that the loop stitch? I can't. It's so hard to see this. I don't know. Work in continuous rounds. Do not turn unless otherwise stated. Mark the first row. Hold on. I want to look. Yeah, it's a loop stitch. There it is. That's neat. All right. Well, now there is another clown pattern. Two-face clown pillow. This is cute. It's smiling on one side and then frowning on the other. I love that. That is so neat. Aw. Neither one of those. Oh, wait. Yeah, we do. We got a write-up for the pillow. A young friend who collects clowns wanted a clown pillow and I couldn't find a pattern, so I made my own, writes Lou McChesney of her first published design, the two-faced clown pillow. Lou makes her home in New York. And then it has a big old graph. So that must be tapestry crochet. I didn't... Yeah, it is, with single crochets. Neat. All right. Another clown. Funny Money Clown Bank. This is too cute. I love this clown. Oh, his hat comes up. Wow. I'm going to show you the picture and then I'm going to go through the materials because I want to know what kind of bottle it's made over. Look at him. And then see how his hat comes up and then you can see that there's a little plastic right here. How cute is that? Love that. Okay, red heart classic. Bright red. Okay, wide mouth quart canning jar with ring or wide mouth quart plastic peanut butter jar. 3-inch small circle. A 3-inch small circle of what? It literally just says 3-inch plastic circle. I don't know what that means. Oh, maybe that's what that is. What that piece is. I gotcha. Well, that's neat. I love that. Okay, Cynthia Harris of Michigan brings us yet another of her delightful designs. The Funny Money Clown Bank. The Funny Money Clown Bank. This mother of 3 says homemade items are often much cuter and certainly less expensive to make than store-bought items. Plus, I love clowns. I wonder if she's the one that designed all the other clown stuff because they didn't have... Oh, no. Nope. The pillow, I forgot, was the girl from New York. I forgot. Okay, so now we have off-the-hook questions. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions. Question number 1. In some patterns, the instructions say to separate 4-ply yarn into 2 plies. Is there an easy way to do this? Huh? To separate yarn, unless it is only 1 or 2 strands, it is best if you have someone else hold the skein or one end of the strand while you separate the plies at the other end and wind them on 2 pieces of cardboard. Hold the yarn taut and pull the plies apart as your helper turns the other end to untwist. If you do not have someone to help, you can tie the end to a doorknob as you separate the plies. Keep turning the yarn to untwist. I have never had or seen a pattern that you had to undo the yarn. That's interesting. So question number 2. I would like to make edging for my pillowcases, and I like delicate picots. My question is, how do I make a picot? To make a simple picot, chain 3, slip stitch or single crochet in the 3rd chain from hook. That was an easy one. Question number 3. I think filet crochet is beautiful and I would love to try it, but I cannot read the graphs. Will you please explain this for me? Oh my gosh. This is going to be a long answer. One of our filet graphs, on our filet graphs, most odd number rows are read from right to left and even number rows are read from left to right. This is the way the piece will work up as you turn at the end of each row. Each square on the graph represents a mesh, I call it space, or a block. The space, or it says mesh, I'm going to say space because it makes sense. I don't know why you would say mesh. Anyway, The space or open part of the fillet is usually made by working chain 2, skip next 2 chains or stitches, double crochet in the next stitch. The block or solid part of the fillet is usually made by working a double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches or 2 double crochet in next chain space. Then double crochet in next stitch. Occasionally, treble crochet stitches are used when working with fine thread. Regardless of the type of stitch used, the graphs are worked the same. Next question, is it 4? Question number 4. Slip stitches are sometimes counted in the stitch count at the end of a row, and sometimes they are not. If the pattern doesn't say whether to count them or not, how can I know my stitch count is right? Some patterns do not count slip stitches if they will not be worked into on the next row or rounds. Except for joining slip stitches, we will indicate which stitches to count in our stitch count at the end of the row or round. The instructions will be specific in telling you to work into the slip stitch or to leave them unworked. 1, 2, 3, 4. Question number 5. What can I do to give my crocheted ornaments an extra sparkle? One of our readers suggests when making snowflake, bells, etc., hold one strand of the washable silver metallic sewing thread with your white crochet cotton. The result is a beautiful sparkling ornament. That's pretty cool. And the last question, what makes a really professional look in crochet garments? Be sure your gauge is always consistent and stitches even. Be careful about sizing and shaping, and select yarns of appropriate color, textures, and fibers to enhance the finished garment. Give extra care to assembly, seams, and finishing. Make all seams neat, smooth, and practically invisible. Be sure edges are even. Block each piece and use elastic or shoulder pads where needed. That is cool. Huh. I wonder where I got this magazine, because, you know, like whenever a magazine comes in the mail and it has that that label with your name and your address on it. This one came from Indianapolis. I don't know. Anyway, this is a short and simple one today. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss what's next. Pardon me. And yeah. Check out the description box, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.